Okay, hi. So my name's Teresa and I'm an artist or something. And today in this video I'm going to show you how to make a watercolor block. And I have this one already, but it is very large. So I wanted to make a very small one. So I have made this. And in my video I'll show you exactly what I did to produce this nice little doohickey. So what you're going to need for this, oh my goodness, what you're going to need is first of all some kind of paper. This is just some regular watercolor paper, some scrap I have, and I got a lot more of it too, so I'm just using all that. You're going to need a pencil or a pen, preferably a pencil, but if you're dangerous and you like to live on the edge, a pen will do. A nice ruler like this. It doesn't have to be super thin, but I find that stainless steel is good. And either a mat cutter like this with the straight edge cutter, or the X-Acto knife and ruler cutting combination, and I'll explain that to you. And also some Elmer's glue, the rubber cement. This is good because it's no wrinkle and it is acid free, so it'll be fine for your paper. It's not going to turn yellow, which is icky. And the other thing you're going to need is some clamps like these. I have these kinds. Binder clips work well too. Preferably if you have 4 of them, that would be great because you're gonna need to clamp on the corners as best you can. I only have 3. Don't ask me why that is. I believe that's everything you need, okay? So go ahead, watch my tutorial. Check me out on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Teresa Lamon. I also have a website, teresalamon.com, where you can view all of my beautiful artworks. And that's it. Okay, enjoy my video. But I decided that I would like to make a little tiny one so that I could carry it around in my bag and I don't know, paint outside or something, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm making them this size, which is 4 by 6 approximately, and I've already cut out a bunch of these here, but I'm going to show you my process. So, I don't know if you can see the pencil lines here. It's kind of, yeah, there's pencil lines here. So I've made this grid of 18 rectangles that are all 4 by 6. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose 2 of them because I've got a knife mark in here because I was cutting on my watercolor paper. What I'm doing, I'm using a mat cutter with a straight cutter on it. I also have a bevel, but that's not for this, that's for cutting mats. So I'm going to use a straight cutter. It's very sharp. You gotta be careful with it. It's an actual razor blade on here. And that goes on this track. And the idea is that you put the paper underneath this bar and you can hold it straight on here because there's a straight edge on this side that you can't see. There's a straight edge over here. And you put the paper up against this. So you take it and you put it up against this. And the part that you want to cut is going to come out on this side. So you want, if you have a pencil line, you want the pencil line to be right here and line that up with this edge. And then you'll take the cutter, and I don't want to cut this, but there's a groove in here where the blade will go, and you'll push it down and then slide it on over. And that's how you make a straight cut using a mat cutter. I realize that not everyone has one of these, so the next best way to do it is to get a ruler and some kind of a razor blade, like an X-Acto knife. As you can see, that's pretty sharp. This one's kind of worn down. I got others, but I should change the blade, but I don't care. Okay, so I've cut all of these pages out, okay, and I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm gonna cut this for you. I just didn't want you to have to watch all of that boring stuff. So I'm lining up my pencil mark with the edge on this side, and I'm taking my straight cutter and I put it in the track. You can move very freely here, and make sure when you cut that none of your fingers are in this area. I mean, you can't realistically just slide this if there's something in the way, but you know, accidents happen. So make sure that your fingers and anything you do not want cut is on the other side of this. So I like to put my fingers up here on top of the track and push down on it to make sure that my paper doesn't go anywhere and to make sure that all of my fingers are clear. So I have this, and I'm gonna cut this right here. See, got my hand out of the way. Okay, so that was that cut. So there we go. And I will also show you how to do with a ruler. I have these. These are the ones with the razor blade cut through them, so I didn't cut them. But see here, so I'm relying on the fact that my line here is straight for me to get this cut. I'm not worried about this being on top of this because I have a very flexible stainless steel ruler, which is very nice. If you're gonna get a ruler, you should get one of those because I feel stainless steel is the best. But you know, do whatever you want. So, so here's my line. It's on this side. I'm gonna cut here. And the same thing, you hold the ruler down so that, in the paper, make sure that everything is not gonna wiggle around and you're gonna mess up. Usually when you're cutting with an X-Acto knife, you put some kind of a cutting board underneath, you know, but I don't have one, and I don't care if I scratch up this desk. You know, it's not important to me if my desk looks nice. I'm gonna cut this, and I'm just gonna even my ruler's wiggling here a bit. That's why I don't like this way. I'm gonna actually put more. All right, so I'm holding this down, and I'm just gonna kind of score it. I'm not gonna try and cut all the way through all at once. So I'm making one cut, okay, and now I'm gonna cut again along the same line. And it's not quite free, probably because my blade's dull, but I'm gonna cut again. There, now it's free. Now I got this, and I got this, and they're pretty well cut there. So that is cutting paper. The way that I am going to do it now is I'm just going to glue all around the edges instead of like putting a little glue on this edge and then gluing it here and then gluing the sides. It's just so unnecessary. So I'm going to put these together and get them as straight as I can and make sure they're all pretty good. It's not going to be perfect, you know, it's handmade, but that's the quality of handmade things, is that they're imperfect. I'm going to get my clip and clip them together. And I'm going to put one clamp here. And I'm going to put another clamp right here. Let's see, I can adjust it a bit. Okay, so I've got all of these clamped right here on this edge. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my tape. I have blue tape because it's easier to see. You can use whatever tape you like. And I'm going to take a little strip of this. I'm trying to make it kind of even a little bit. And I am going to put this over the edge of one of the sides, and I'm picking one of the longer sides because that's how I'm used to it being set up on my watercolor block. If you want to put it on like this side, or shorter side, that's fine too. This is just how I do it. That's just for me. And the reason for that is we're gonna glue around the edge here with the rubber cements. I've seen people use something called copy decks also, but I'm pretty sure that's just like a brand in the UK or something, and that's like another type of rubber cement. I think it's also latex based, right? This is, I think, is latex. Yeah. This is like a latex glue. You can use anything kind of like that. The idea is to just have something that's secure but also kind of easy to remove when you want to. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to brush it around the side here. And it doesn't matter if it gets like on this side of the paper a bit. You can just rub it off or you can leave it there. This is all up to you how neat you want it to be. I want it kind of neat, but I'm not picky about it. Mostly I just want to make sure that it's sturdy. And I'm going to just do a really thick coat here. And I'm trying not to get it too much on this tape. And the reason for that is, I'll show you real quick. I have it on this too. The reason for that is when you want to remove a page, you just kind of slip a knife in here or anything really flat. I can find a spot. I don't know if I could find it. There it is. Get in there. Get a knife. Okay, so I got my knife kind of slipped in here, and now I'm just gonna run it around the edge, taking off the glue, and I can probably peel it at this point. So that's just how you get a page off. So it's important to have this like lip right here, so you can get something in there. It doesn't have to be an X-Acto knife, just something flat. Usually I've needed an X-Acto knife on my Arches watercolor blocks because that paint or that glue is really thick. It's this thick black something, but this isn't quite like that. This is much less rigid. So I'm going to continue to paint on here, and you're going to do this all the way around each of these edges. That was a bit of a glob. Yeah, so I've gotten some on the edge here, but it's no big deal. Alright, so that's the idea. So this is a bit of a thin coat. I'm going to just keep on painting all the way around. Okay, so I'm ready to show you my results. I have also done an extra step, which isn't really necessary per se, but I did it because I just wanted this backing board. So pretty much I just used the back of a tracing pad I had that I had used all the paper out of, so why should I throw it away when I can use it, right? So this is my pad. It's still a little sticky on the sides, but I found with my other one that I experimented with that the longer it dries or the longer you let it sit, then it'll become less sticky. But it also probably is because I put very many coats of glue on it yesterday and some today still, so I expect that it'll dry fully eventually. To put the backing board on it, all I did was I took my glue here and on what I deemed to what I decided was the back of my pad, I just put a bunch of glue like along the sides here. I didn't put any glue in this section here where my tape was, and you can kind of see it a little bit maybe where the section of where you can kind of see the discoloration of the glue and yeah. So I didn't put any glue there when I glued the board to the back, just so that you can still peel off that last page if you want to. I don't really care, but that's what I did. Or you can just do it as you're creating your whole pad here. You can glue it all around the same way you did everything else, but I feel like it'll probably stay better this way, having glued it to the back instead of just gluing the edges. Yeah, that was it. This is my watercolor black. It's very nice. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna take this. I got some really cool stuff the other day because I just want to stuff something I can throw in my bag, you know, and not worry about it. For my tutorial.